I hope everyone took advantage of the Cyber Monday deals. Now it's time to focus on some football. Bears and Vikings underway on Monday night. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They run again with Foreman. And this will be a Vikings first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first 2 plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he tapped his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
Play fake. Cousins. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. That's Vikings Ugk with a sack. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Cousins now from the 50. This one brought in by Jefferson. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
First carry now for Alexander Madison. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Over the middle, complete to Addison. Touchdown, Vikings! Jordan Addison with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team because we talk about complementary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game. Hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Scott on the return, out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They begin the drive with Johnson. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now it's Fields. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. This unit against the pass, hoping to get better for sure. Number 25 in the NFL right now.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against some people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league. So there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
On 2nd down, here's Fields. This will be caught downfield by Moore. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 20-yard line. That's good for 28 yards. Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Tackle there by Lewis Seen.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Fields now to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And the Vikings are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning the points for the other side.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Now Cousins over the middle, and it's incomplete. These two teams matching up for the 2nd time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the Vikings who won that one on the road, so they'll look for the sweep here in Minneapolis. Now a 2nd and 10. Cousins. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
On third down, Cousins. And that's incomplete.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
And here's Ryan Wright now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. On the return is Cohen. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Johnson running right. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings.
They come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Throwing on third down, Fields.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down not coming up.
Well, that was his first target of the game, and it's going to take at least one more target to get him on the board. Took a nice substantial hit to jar that catch loose from him. Incomplete pass.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through. Wow, I mean, it's so rare to even see one attempted from that distance, CD, let alone converted, but he came through with confidence and matches what was Tom Dempsey's 43-year NFL record at one point of 63 yards.
Yeah, I can still see that highlight of Dempsey making that kick, and nowadays we see it a little bit differently because, remember, Dempsey was a straight-on kicker. But these guys nowadays, the range keeps increasing, and they keep putting it through the posts.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cousins now.
Pass complete to Addison.
2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
The Vikings had 5 and 6 to start play. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football. But if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
On second down, here's Foreman. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
They go play action. Cousins. That's complete to K.J. Osborne. Down the right sideline. Touchdown, Vikings. K.J. Osborne, 54 yards, as his guys are able to extend their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Scott on the return, out of the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for their young football guys. They're going to be looking for some answers and quickly.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They run it on first with Foreman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Cousins. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
And with the way things have gone so far tonight, I figured this was going to be a touchdown because he's wide open. But instead, the ball's laid out just a bit too far, and they come up empty.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. To throw, Cousins. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Antonio Johnson in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. Bottom line, tremendous starting field position. Really strong in those. I wanted to go backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
Scott on the return, out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rush, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
And this will be a Bears first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
But it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. They go to Johnson again. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet.
Wow, that ball was not free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line. Now to start their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. The drive starts with Foreman on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, was the one disrupting there defensively.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. He'll keep it himself. Now inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings! Jaron Hall with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Here's 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. There was a little space there, yes, but that was a well-executed run by the rookie.
It was, and he wasn't one of the higher-rated rookie running backs coming out. He was probably on the next tier. Well, let me tell you something. If he becomes more consistent and continues to have that drive to be one of the best, we'll see more of that in the future.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Well, they run the option on 2nd down. And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Swings this out here for Cohen. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. Deep for the Vikings is Jalen Reagor. Taken in at the 22. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Foreman powering ahead. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards gets him back near the original line of scrimmage as they'll be left with a 3rd and long. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Cousins. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. He's to the 15. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 69 yards. And the Vikings are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Scott on the return, out of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. They'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Ran it last time. Now Fields to throw. He's going to look deep for more. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a third time. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with decent starting field position, they're maybe only a couple completions away from field goal range. Following the interception, Cousins. This is caught by Addison. Touchdown! Jordan Addison as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings would extend their lead here just before halftime.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the route is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Complete. It's Johnson. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before the break. Fields. Open man completes it to Claypool. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Play action. It's Fields. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Byron Murphy. How about this? And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. Cousins throwing quickly out for Jefferson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. Now a second down throw for Cousins. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. And the Vikings are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Cousins to throw it. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. Whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin the second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
Scott on the return out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Yeah, he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Here's Fields. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and now thrown incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Here comes Rager. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On the handoff, here's Foreman. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Cousins on 1st down. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Throwing, Cousins. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Cousins from the gun on third. And that will be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That is bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further. So tack on 3 more, though this is just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner. But at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And a short pickup to about the 25.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Play action is supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. .43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and they will take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yeah,
run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Foreman will try to pick it up. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. But he wasn't really big on that. He was big on go ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 42. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
Here's Madison running on first down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the 35, here's 2nd and a couple. Handoff running left, Foreman.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Now Cousins.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A first down throw for Cousins.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground, incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
On second down, this is Madison.
And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the 4th quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point.
A lot of people call the toss a probing play, to see what they can get against the defense, to see how they adjust and react. Their probing's working pretty well. That was a very nice run.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Foreman. Is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Cousins gets this one out wide quickly. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Vikings look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. The try here for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Here's Fields now on 2nd down. He's got the connection to Moore. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off play action, Fields. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Lewis Seen. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Now a give to Foreman. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 113 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the deep.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Scott on the return, out of the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Fields able to hit his target, Claypool. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 2nd and 12. From the 50, here's Fields. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Fields throwing again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Second and 10. To throw is Fields. This one complete to Tunyon underneath. And down inside the 15 he goes. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. First down, a run with Cohen. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. They try again with Cohen. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. Johnson will take it in. Touchdown, Bears. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
The Bears offense staying put. And Justin Fields always a threat to run. They'll go for 2 here. They'll try and throw for it. And this is caught, so they do get the 2. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick.
Bring it together. Teamwork.
And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, It was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. 127 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Throwing here, Cousins to the right side and complete to Jefferson. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
Scott on the return, out of the end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11th.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we... And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked off by Lewis C. And the Vikings are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago. And you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Minnesota, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Chicago, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall